everybody, it's Monday morning. I'm going to tell you about what we're going to be learning about this week. Now, if you've got any brothers and sisters in school, you're going to be learning about the same thing as them, because for the next 3 weeks we're going to be learning about this person here. Does anybody know who he is? His name is William Shakespeare. And he was born a long time ago, and he's very famous for writing plays and poetry, and he was an actor. And every year in our school we study this character, William Shakespeare, and we learn about one of his plays that he did. And this year the one we're going to do is this book here, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I know you're going to love it, because it's got a naughty little sprite in it. A sprite is a little elf called Puck, and it's also got lots of fairies. It's got a little bit of magic in it as well, and it's set in a beautiful forest. So I know you will be really excited about learning about William Shakespeare and A Midsummer Night's Dream. Now, this book was written by my class last year. They're in year 1 now. And I thought we could write a book as well. In fact, I thought the children at home could write a book and the children at school could write a book, so we could have 2 books. So let me show you. Today's little job is to find out a fact about William Shakespeare. You could either record it to me, tell me something about him on Tapestry, get your mummy or daddy to film it, or you could write it and take a picture, or you could ask mummy and daddy to help you type it. So this was our book last year. There he is. I'm not going to read it to you because I want you to find out about him. This tells me where he was born and when he was born. You might find that out for me. This tells me about where he grew up and what he did, how many plays, how many poems he wrote. Here, one of the children has drawn him, and we're going to do that later on in the week. This tells me about who he married, how many children he had, what sort of plays he wrote. This tells me about a special theatre he acted in, he had his plays in. You might find out about that. There's another picture there. We're going to be doing that, I think, on Wednesday. This tells me about his dad, what his dad did for a job, and how many brothers and sisters he had, what he liked doing at school, what his mum and dad's names were. We found out lots last year, and as I say, we did pictures. So I am sure that between us we could make up our very own book. We could be our own authors of a book about William Shakespeare. Now, I've just used that word author. Reminds me, I need to tell you what our vocabulary is this week. These are the words that we learn every week, so that we can make sure all the words we have in our head get bigger and bigger. So can you see that? Right, so we know who he is. What's his name? William Shakespeare. Right, so the first word is a play. Now, when we talk about playing, quite often you think about playing with your friends in the classroom, playing with the construction or the vehicles or the Play-Doh, but this a play means it's a story that's been written that people act out. So you might go to the theatre, or you could do it in school, and when you act something out, people write a play and it tells people what to say, and they act out a story, and that is called a play. Right, the next one is a playwright. Now, can you guess what a playwright does for a job? Yeah, clever you. A playwright writes plays, so they write these special stories that are plays. Okay, the next one is a poet. A poet. Now, what do you think a poet does for his job? Can you think what a poet could be? A man, could be a lady? Do you know? A poet writes poems. So sometimes we read poems in school. They often rhyme, but not always. So they're special little stories that are set out in a special way, and they're called a poem. And he wrote lots of poems. So there are our words for this week. We've got a play, And we're not talking about playing with the dinosaurs, we're talking about a special story that people act out, usually in a theatre. A playwright, somebody who writes those plays, and a poet is somebody who writes poetry. So, as I say, what I'd like you to do for literacy today is, with your grown-up, is to try and find something out about William Shakespeare. You don't have to tell me lots and lots of things, well, you can if you want to, but something that you can remember about him. So it might be where he was born, where he grew up, what he liked doing in school, who his mum and dad were they had brothers and sisters, who did he marry, how many children did he have, what sort of plays did he write, what's he famous for, anything like that. When did he live? When did he die? And then if you send them to me, I'm going to write a book, and later on in the week I will show you the book and do it. So it's an exciting week for us. Well done, everybody. And now you've watched this, have you done your phonics? Are you going to go and do your phonics, or have you done it already? Okay, all right, thank you.